Nike athletes, okay? So I think that's something to think about when it comes to all the back and forth between LeBron and Caitlin Clark. Also, looks like there's going to be a change, and some might call it a big.
Thus, a seismic shift is actually taking place here. Take a look at that response. It tells it all. You have multiple incredible athletes wearing the same number, but suddenly it's Caitlin Clark who has to give up her iconic number 22. Take a moment to consider that. We're talking about the number that became completely synonymous with women's basketball during the past 2 years. This wasn't just an arbitrary jersey number. The number is actually inked on the body of Iowa supporters. The amount that completely shattered merchandise records across the entire WNBA. And now, in a move that has everyone talking, she's being asked to walk away from it for the Team USA training camp, which is going off in Durham, North Carolina, starting on December.
To be made that Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark's 22 is the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. I don't think there's even I don't think it's arguable at all. I just think when you think of far and away women's sports, jersey numbers, to be real, I mean, what is, I think Sophie 8, I guess, maybe? But other than that, I have no idea. It's just Caitlin Clark at 22.
However, this is the point at which the story becomes more complex and a significant amount of reality is revealed. You see, A'ja Wilson, a powerhouse in her own right, wears number 22 for the Las Vegas Aces. She's a two-time WNBA MVP, a legend in the making. Prior to her catastrophic accident, Cameron Brink also wore 22 for the Sparks. And of course, the iconic Sheryl Swoopes made the number famous during her Hall of Fame career. But let me break out what makes this entire issue so fascinating. In actuality, before Caitlin Clark made the number 22 the most known jersey in all of women's sports, very few people outside of ardent fans were aware that those previous athletes wore A'ja. Furthermore, listen, that's not just my viewpoint. That is a measurable, provable fact based on the surge of merchandise sales and the ridiculous amounts of social media interaction we've seen over the past 18.
There's no arguments with that. I mean, come on. But she certainly has become synonymous with 22, dating back to her historic college career at the University of Iowa and through her WNBA career. Clark isn't the only WNBA star to don the number. Aces forward and two-time reigning WNBA MVP A'ja Wilson is also well known for wearing number 22, as does Sparks center Cameron Brink. Sheryl Swoopes is also known for wearing that number during her iconic professional.
This is a crucial topic, so allow me to stress it. Before this whole conversation arose, nobody could just casually tell you what A'ja Wilson's number was. Because of her number, no one was running out to purchase Cameron Brink jerseys. Sheryl Swoopes as well. She went into retirement in 20. We're talking 14 years ago. So right now in this moment, the cultural weight and acknowledgement of the number 22 in women's basketball belongs to one person and one person alone. And yet Team USA is pushing her change it. What then did they do? Instead, they gave her the number 17. This is the section that hardly anyone discusses. The true plot twist. Not a single participant on that complete Team USA roster is wearing number 22. They didn't hand it to the veteran A'ja Wilson. They didn't provide it to anyone at all for this camp. It was recently retired.
Number than what they're accustomed to on their professional teams. Caitlin Clark is going to wear number 17 at Team USA training camp. I'm going to tell you this, and I can't believe I'm going to use the word if. When she makes the roster as what should be the starting point guard for Team USA, that Team USA number 17 jersey about to sell. Woo-wee. They're going to be gone in.
And then is the precise moment where this whole affair swings from a simple roster issue to something much, much stranger. Look, Team USA has a standard policy barring shared numbers, which makes great sense for roster clarity on the court. But when you have a situation where numerous players were the same number for their professional teams, somebody has to compromise. It cannot be avoided. Paige Buckers is changing her number. Angel Ree is wearing 25 instead of her customary 10. Aaliyah Boston is making the transfer over to number 30. But consider this. There was only one number that was entirely removed from the board. On that roster, only the number 22 is now vacant. And that single decision reveals every detail of how the United States basketball is trying to handle the incredibly complex politics surrounding Caitlin Clark's undeniable dominance.
So let me see if there's a load in and come up. I don't know how big it's going to be. Number. Okay, number. Right there. Number 17. So who is actually getting 22? Is anybody getting 22? Nobody.
Given that this is a political masterclass, consider the optics. If they grant Asia the number 22 Wilson, the acclaimed two-time MVP, they seem to be making a direct statement regarding the hierarchy of the team. It implies that Wilson has the right to maintain her number because of her incredible achievements, while the novice must adapt and get in line. Honestly, that would have been the safest political move they could have planned. However, if they give 22 to Caitlin Clark, the extremely player who transformed that number into a symbol in contemporary women's basketball, it appears like she is being declared the uncontested face of Team USA before she's even officially made the squad. The older players, who already believe that Clark received special treatment from the media and the league, would have been furious about that decision. What then did USA Basketball do? They chose option 3. Give it to no one. Let the number sit vacant. Force everyone to change. It's the ultimate Switzerland approach to a political minefield. And it tells you everything you need to know about how carefully and how nervously they're navigating the Caitlin Clark phenomena. They simply can't afford to offend the veterans who have been the backbone of USA Basketball for years. But they also absolutely cannot overlook the fact that Clark is the primary reason millions of casual fans will actually tune in to watch these games.
It's going to be strange seeing Clark in 17. Man, somebody might have saw that as a marketing opportunity, to be quite honest. So LeBron James dropped a video out there on his Instaface, his Instagram. I'm kidding. And they put this video out right here, or these pictures out. And Caitlin Clark responded to these. And there you see the response on Instagram itself. Let me just bring this up because somebody grabbed it. Right there, she responded.
Now, this is where the marketing side of things gets really intriguing. That new Team USA number 17 jersey with Caitlin Clark's name on the back, it's going to sell out in hours. I actually mean hours, not days. Why? Because Clark's large fan following doesn't really care what number she wears. Instead of the numbers on the jersey, they are investing in the athlete. Just look at the evidence. When she made the All-Star team in July 2024, her jersey outsold every single other player combined. And this was despite her missing the game with a groin issue. Her Iowa 22 jersey became the greatest-selling women's college basketball jersey in the entire history of the NC. Her jersey from Fever 22 broke WNBA merchandise records within her first month in the league. The number 17 is about to become the second most iconic number in women's basketball for one simple reason: because she's the one wearing it. But there's another interaction happening here that matters more than people understand. The legendary LeBron James shared a montage on his Instagram commemorating his 20. He was merely experimenting with the caption year 23 in the pictures. And Caitlin Clark responded with just one powerful word: King. Kevin Durant made the same observation, but given what LeBron has been doing behind the scenes, Clark's response has entirely different weight. He has been one of the most vocal and supportive NBA superstars for the duration of her rookie campaign. While she was getting physically targeted by opponents back in May and June, it was LeBron who spoke up about it. When media personalities started to question whether she truly deserved her popularity, LeBron publicly defended her impact on the game. And when the Olympic roster controversy exploded in June 2024 after she was shockingly left off the Paris team, LeBron was one of the very few NBA stars who went on record to say she absolutely should have been included. And here's what makes that support so critical. Both of them are elite Nike athletes. LeBron has one of the most lucrative shoe deals in the history of sport. Caitlin just signed an 8-year deal with Nike in April 2024, worth a reported $28 million, the richest shoe contract in women's basketball history. Therefore, when LeBron promotes Clark, he is purposefully protecting Nike's large investment rather than just being a helpful peer. He's making sure that the next generation of basketball fanatics stays securely within the Nike ecosystem. Because if Clark succeeds, if she becomes the unchallenged face of women's basketball over the next decade, Nike triumphs greatly, and LeBron's legacy will include helping construct that bridge. However, something else is going on here. LeBron is 40 years old. He has been missed many games this season due to harm. The Lakers are having troubles. Everyone in the sports world recognizes this is probably his last season before he either retires or adopts the rumored $200 million offer to play 2 seasons in Saudi Arabia. So when he tweets LeBron 23 and Caitlin responds, "King," it feels like a genuine passing of the torch moment. This generation's largest star is publicly recognizing the next generation's biggest star, and it matters a great deal because of who isn't doing it. NBA players have gone above and above to show their support for Caitlin Clark. Steph Curry complimented her range. Damian Lillard compared her deep shooting to his own. She was protected from physical play by Draymond Green. She was dubbed must-watch TV by Jason Tatum. The list just goes on and on. However, do you know who has been noticeably silent? A significant chunk of WNBA veteran A. The very players who should be celebrating her impact on their league. The players whose pay is directly rising as a result of the flood of attention she is generating. The players who are finally getting more media coverage because she is making the WNBA relevant to mainstream sports fans. Instead, we got the dark side remarks. We got the relentless physical targeting that went way beyond standard rough basketball. We received the passive-aggressive social media posts that contrasted media fabrication with actual hoopers. Even though she had one of the most historic statistic seasons ever, veterans questioned if she deserved Rookie of the Year. And that excruciating gap tells something extremely unsettling about how the WNBA has responded to its biggest star. Think about what happened at the All-Star Game in July. Caitlin was injured and couldn't even participate, but her jersey still outsold everyone else's. Fans showed up sporting her number. The broadcast highlighted her name constantly, and you could really feel the frustration from some veterans who felt like they were being overshadowed by someone who wasn't even on the court. That is not Caitlin's fault. She didn't seek for that unprecedented degree of attention, yet it created anger regardless. Now she's heading to the Team USA training camp wearing number 7. She'll be vying for a spot on the roster on the just 6 months earlier. This team excluded her from the Paris Olympics lineup. A'ja Wilson, a 2-time MVP who some veterans feel should be given more credit than Clark, will also be wearing a different number on the same squad. The same squad where Angel Reese, her famous college adversary, who some fans constantly put against her, will also be adjusting to a new jersey. And all of this is happening while USA Basketball meticulously avoids handing anyone the symbolic victory of wearing number. This training camp is going to be absolutely fascinating, not just for the basketball, but for the underlying dynamic because on skill alone, Caitlin Clark should be the starting point guard for Team USA. Her court vision, her insane range, her remarkable ability to create offense out of absolutely nothing. Those qualities translate perfectly to international play. But will she actually have the opportunity? Or will she be benched due to veteran preference and league politics? All of us are going to find out. It's obvious that her fans don't give a damn about the number on her shirt. They'll buy the 17. They will still watch the games and cheer her on, but it's significant symbolically because a league that has battled for decades to gain widespread recognition now has a superstar who can offer it on a platter. And we are still witnessing this pushback rather than a united acceptance of that and a celebration of her contributions to women's basketball by all veterans. We're still seeing folks wonder whether she's earned her popularity. As if any athlete has influence over how many fans they draw. LeBron James is aware of Caitlin Clark's significance for basketball's future. Nike understands it. The NBA players get it. It is understood by casual sports enthusiasts worldwide. The only question is whether the WNBA establishment will completely embrace it before they waste this golden opportunity. Due to the rarity of generational skill. Additionally, you build around them when they do. You assist them. You don't change them. Their renowned number while leaving it emptiness for no one at all. Thus, yes, she will wear number 17 at the Team USA training. She'll also likely make that number famous. And perhaps, just possibly, it will become clear how special and revolutionary this moment is when those jerseys sell out in record time. What are your thoughts, then? Was it appropriate to let Caitlin keep number 22? Let go of your... Read the comments.